very good afternoon. Actually, we were waiting since the morning session. Our paper was scheduled. I am Bhaskar Bhatt, working as an assistant professor at Sarojini College of Engineering and Technology, Surat. And along with me is Monu Sharma, who is working at L&T. Presently, he is based in Valsad and looking after EWS housing project over there. And apart from that, he has been involved in other projects of L&T as well. So today we are here to present a pilot kind of study that we performed, looking for a search of regular concrete to be replaced as the special one, that is self-compacted concrete. That too, can we make this self-compacted concrete a little bit economical one or not? So that sort of smaller intervention motivated that whether this thing is possible or not. So rehabilitation structures are very well required, mostly because the qualitative aspects that are probably missed while the concrete is cast or prepared. As such, it is made up of a lot of constituents, and the properties of each constituent, as soon as that vary, the property of concrete will definitely vary. And concrete is, I believe, is a magical material that has evolved over 1905 to be precise, and since then we have been using it. Certain modifications in the properties has recently been introduced with the advancement in chemical engineering by introduction of admixtures and additives, and the change of properties of these constituents has emerged into pervious concrete, polymer concrete, microbial, nano, and other type of concretes. So we are focusing on the self-compacting concrete, which originally was invented in Japan, and later on it was widely used in USA. The USA has also developed the codal provisions for using this SCC, and in Europe, in certain areas also, this SCC is now being used. In India, we have started using it, but still lagging behind with the codal provisions or any other guidelines regarding this self-compacted concretes and the constituents thereof. So basic fundamental property of this SCC is that it consolidates under its own weight and have a very high degree of fluidity, and it allows to get penetrated into slender sections as well as highly congested reinforcement sections. These are some of the advantages. Faster construction it allows for. It also helps in reducing site manpower, better surface finishes, easier placing, a lot of them. And the major disadvantage, if we see, is it is a little bit slightly costlier than the regular concrete that we think of. These are two of the photographs that show the surface finish that is obtained after the casting of SCC. Some of the important terms here are the self-compaction. It must obtain the binder materials that we are using, that needs to be focused on. It must be having an ability to fill in all the voids and gaps. It must pass through the confined area, as well as it must not get segregated. So looking after these aspects of SCC, we thought of performing a small experiment, and then the test regarding the materials, then we had a mixed design for M55 grade of concrete, and we performed the test for fresh concrete as well as hardened concrete. As far as the material tests are there, following the IS 289 guidelines and other guidelines, these aggregate values were obtained. The gradation, fineness, impact value, crushing strength, flakiness, elongation indexes, specific gravity, water absorption, and silt content, which were mostly conforming to the provisions of IS code. Similarly, we had the test for cement regarding its fineness, standard consistency, IST, FST, and compressive strength. The water that was to be used, as this test was getting performed in the region of Valsad. Mostly this water was of good quality for the construction. It is not containing any salts there. And we obtained this fly ash from the Manakpuri thermal power plant, and we could not perform the chemical tests on that, but this particular material was obtained on site for regular usage in the ongoing construction work. And we had performed this mix design, replacing this cement with the fly ash for 20, 25, 30 and 35% as a binding material, and we worked out the proportion of each and every constituent materials. The design was carried out for 600 kg of concrete and reduced to a lower level for the trial mix that was required in the laboratory testing. The admixture 1 which we see here is the Chrysofluid Optima 100 manufactured by SWC Limited, and admixture 2 that we used for was Chrysofluid Premia K640 by SWC India Limited, and rest of the materials were already tested in the laboratory. This slide shows the basic cost comparison about the conventional concrete and self-compacting concrete. The basic difference we could derive is about 4% on a higher side that SCC is to the conventional concrete. The fresh concrete test, we tested it for the flow test. You can see that the flows are quite high here. As soon as the content of fly ash increases, the flow is also increases. These are the slum test. Then we perform the V-funnel test to check the penetrability. That also is going good as soon as the content of fly ash is improving. Similarly, the Albox test that measures the depth of concrete on two ends, and a ratio is worked out which should go around somewhere around 0.9 to 1. So as soon as the content of fly ash was increasing, the ratio was going down somehow here. Then on the hardened concrete test, we performed the compressive strength analysis. We could find that for M55 grade of concrete, 28 days strength was more than that for all this category of replacement of cement content. So with this small experiment, the self-compaction properties of concrete are obtained using superplasticizer basically, with minor adjustment done for the force aggregates and the content of fly ash. Additional properties are achieved compared to normal concrete without affecting primary and required porosity recommended by the IS codes. The flow characteristics increase with the increase in fly ash content. By using fly ash in optimum content, the ability to flow and physical properties can be increased with abnormal expectations. Ideally, it is a requirement for a difficult site of structural rehabilitation. Fly ash is one of easily and abundantly available raw material through the thermal power plants, and of course we have to use it in as much as possible for concrete and to save the environment. SCC with fly ash content can lead to a sustainable approach in the concrete structure and industry through the practices at large level as well as structural rehabilitation that needs attention these days. So from this overall experiment at present, we can think of using a replacement of the cement up to 25% by fly ash without that on the even up to the grades of concrete of M55 or lower than that. So before we enter into the reference section, I would like to hand over to Monu to discuss a case that he experienced regarding the structural rehabilitation and why this SCC and replacement of fly ash can be one of the alternative in rehabilitation work to Monu. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
discuss one case about this rehabilitation. When I was working in Aruj, the project name was Torrent Pharmaceuticals. There was a problem in column beam junction. Column beam junction was, I can say, is just damaged by the wooden, you can say the plywood, cutted plywood and the wooden pieces. So when the shuttering was done, what appears in front of us that all the wooden pieces has covered the column beam junction. There was no concrete in that junction. So when we cleared all these wooden particles or we can say ply, then all the reinforcement is visible. So how we had done this? We have hired an agency to do micro concrete or microcrete. How they have done? They have chipped the section 600 mm below the column beam junction, and then they have applied by pressure grouting or the microgrid. Microgrid carries 6 mm aggregate, cement, admixture and all this. So by this experiment, we can also say that we can also use SCC in place of this microgrid, because microgrid was very costly. It cost us 2.8 lakhs for 4 columns. So if we had designed at that time for SCC, then we would have saved some money. And also we are using SCC in India for housing purpose, where congested reinforcement is there and the thickness of wall is very less. You can say 125 to 150. Then now in Ahmedabad, I think everybody knows, Godrej Garden City was there in Chamkheda. There is 56 towers. We have used SCC there. Then if we use SCC for construction, then we can also use SCC for repairing purpose also. So at last, I used to say that SCC is slightly costlier, but it saves money at later stage. And with conventional concrete, we can have leakages in buildings. We got some toilet sunken portion goes there. But by using SCC, we achieve compactness which we want, and the cost in later stage, because SCC increases the age of building of the structure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. It was wonderful. It would have helped if you could have compared a little bit of how the cost saving is happening and what are the thank you.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Raju Gajjar. Now moving forward to the technical session 6 and 7, which is on the advanced in construction and suspension treaties and hydraulic structures analysis and design, and temporary structure, affordable structure and green building. I would like to request Dr. Paresh Patel, Head of Civil Engineer, Department of Nirma Institute of Technology, Nirma University, to come on the dais as a chair of this session.